My name's Peter Barker and I'm a journalist here in London. So, what's been happening with the UK's response to coronavirus? Well, the UK policy is pretty much flip-flopped in just one day. On Sunday, there were 35 deaths attributed to coronavirus. On Monday, that total had risen to 55. And Prime Minister Boris Johnson went on TV live this evening and told the nation that the coronavirus in the UK had entered a new phase. And as a result, he was introducing some new measures, but all of them are voluntary, and that's quite out of step with other countries, particularly other European countries where the virus has presented as being more prevalent. And the phase that the UK is going through is taking the UK towards the position that countries like Italy and France have already occupied. But so far, Johnson's response has been to say to British people, don't make unnecessary journeys, and don't use bars, pubs, clubs, restaurants, cinemas, theatres, and so on. All of this is voluntary. And at the same time, he's also said to the most vulnerable groups, which are those over 70s, and he's also said pregnant women, that those people should go into a kind of self-isolation for 4 weeks or more. So these are big changes to the way that British people have been used to behaving, but they're not necessarily in line with the approach being taken in other countries. In fact, they seem to be somewhat more lenient. On a personal basis, here in London, I've seen for the first time supermarket shelves cleared of goods. So it's now not been possible at my local supermarket to buy toilet rolls, baked beans, rice, pasta, tinned tomatoes, other tinned vegetables and fruits, and those kind of staple products as well as toiletries for the past 4 days. This is no great hardship, but it is extremely unusual. I've never seen that kind of thing before, and I think it shows that supermarket supply chains have been sucked dry of these products because of demand, and that doesn't mean that demand is massive, it just means that it's outstripped what could be supplied. And there's also an element of profiteering going on. Some people have been buying some of these goods and they've been appearing on auction sites like eBay on the internet at hugely inflated prices. So things like hand wipe, sanitizer gel, or toilet rolls. But looking forward, the coronavirus and the government's response and the response of British people is going to change drastically over the next few days and the next couple of weeks. And we're now certainly awaiting a promised announcement from the Health Secretary, Matt Hancock, about National Health Service response. And he's promising that it would be very significant, it would be very different to the way that healthcare has been run in this country since the Second World War. So that's going to be another big change. And I think there will be equally large and probably bigger changes coming as the coronavirus and its effects make themselves more felt in this country.